What does this look like? I don't know, because I have flipped my screen, and also I am using this lens in a different way than I usually do. Usually I try and get a wider shot, but right now I am so close to the camera, about 2 hand lengths away, and it's interesting, it's weird. It feels very close, but from the framing that I checked before I flipped the camera around, it seems fine. And the thing that I like about this is I can get the light quite close. So I don't know, but the thing I wanted to talk about today is one thing that I have realized that I'm pretty bad at when it comes to filming stuff is shot variety. And so what I did was, instead of just trying to experiment, which I think is a valid way to do this, but I think that I wanted to do this a bit more procedurally, I went through a bunch of videos that are in the same niche. So educational, vloggy, personality based, but filmmaking type. That was a word salad, but you kind of get the idea. I looked at Sabrina and Melissa's videos, I looked at my own videos, I looked at some of the ex-Vox people, Christoph, Howtown, and I also looked at like Colt Kerwin, Tejas, a bunch of different people, Megan Tan. So I looked at all of their videos and I basically started to collect different shots. And primarily I was looking for shots that were of people talking to camera. And then I categorized them in a bunch of different ways. Some of them were, I called them all newscaster. Some of them I called casual chat, different things like that. And I got around 40 different shots that I think I should master. And that will be the process in which I will get really intuitive on being able to shoot things. Because if I can have 40 shots that feel extremely natural, then when I'm making an art in progress video, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to take these 40 shots and string them together to produce maybe the bulk of the shots that I will be making, because I'm doing primarily talking head, sort of speaking to camera kind of stuff. And what that means is that I have these 40 shots that feel extremely familiar to me, and then I only need to spend, and that can make up about like maybe 80% of the whole project, and then the 20% are for experimenting and doing more interesting shots and maybe pickups, close-ups, all of the other stuff. But the thing that I think I need to work on in terms of building the basics is really just get used to the different types of shots that are available to me and the ones that are most commonly used in the genre that I'm in. Because while I would love to immediately be a vagabond that is breaking all the rules, I think I need to learn the rules first. And while at one point in my life I might have already known the rules, I have completely forgotten them. So that's what this is. This is just one of the shots that I observed a lot of people using, sort of desk behind you, camera in front of you, that type of thing. And yeah, so that was one thing. And then the other thing I've realized is I have no idea how to do audio. This has kind of been a running joke in Answer in Progress land, that my audio is always terrible. And primarily that's for a couple of reasons, which also connects to why I think my shot selection is also terrible. The first is I just never learnt. I think I need to just sit down and learn audio. The other thing that I think is really important that I need to improve on is that I don't have stuff. There's nothing in the rooms that I film in, and so there is a lot of echo. And so that's also, I think, why my shots are visually quite uninteresting, because there's a lot of plain bare walls. Everything feels like I'm either moving in or moving out the whole time. So I'm trying to improve on both of those axes. So I'm just waiting for stuff to arrive. And yeah, I'm hoping that both of those things will help my ability to shoot more interesting, compelling stuff, and also get me used to shooting enough to be able to film videos in a much faster way. The whole point of this is to continue to improve, and I feel silly for not doing this earlier, but I'm glad to have this compendium of about 40 shots and examples of those shots that I can just recreate every single day. So I am hoping that I will not be reverting back to the comfortable, easy shots and spend the next 40 days really focusing on learning how to do these shots pretty simply. So that's that. The other thing that I did today was learn a lot about contrast ratios, because that will help me with my ability to light things really quickly. And that was pretty interesting. Those are the learnings. And outside of that, had a pretty busy day. Again, trying to work at speed without the deadlines, which has currently been going pretty well. I think today, instead of going like this, I was sort of going like this, and part of that was because I felt really sick, nauseous in the morning. But yeah, that's the update.